Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. And today we're going to be exploring the world of Stilo.
Stilo.
Stilo, yeah.
Oh, yep.
A musician who is, well, he's not just making waves in the music scene, but
Right.
in the metaverse as well.
Yeah.
And we've got a whole bunch of articles about him, some background from his website, even some snippets from a podcast interview that he
Yeah,
did, our
actually,
mission, to
nice.
figure out how he's blending music and technology and community building in this really fascinating digital space.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's really interesting about Stilo is he's not just dipping his toes in the metaverse. I mean, he's really diving headfirst into it.
Yeah,
This is a musician with like 20 albums.
over 20.
Yeah, over 20 albums under his belt. He's a DJ, he's a performer,
Yeah,
and he even consults with major brands on their metaverse strategy.
yeah, he really does. And I mean,
This guy's got it all figured out.
he does. He got an honorable mention from Billboard for how to write a hit song. So
Yeah, okay, so he really does understand.
clearly he understands what resonates with audiences.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like he's taking all that expertise into the metaverse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, he's been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
He's not new to
It
this.
feels like he was ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah. He was way ahead of the curve. I mean, he was hosting events on the spatial platform way back when avatars were like just basically floating torsos,
Uh-huh.
like just floating torsos.
Wow.
And Stilo saw the potential early on.
He really did.
And that foresight has allowed him to build a really dedicated community.
Okay, so we've got this musician who's clearly incredibly talented, but also a metaverse pioneer, like a true metaverse pioneer.
A visionary.
Tell me about these Super Wednesdays I keep hearing about.
Oh, man.
Super Wednesday.
Super Wednesdays, they're legendary in the metaverse world.
Okay.
Like imagine this, you're at home listening to music, you
Hmm.
suddenly decide, you know what, I'm going to plug my laptop into the big screen.
Yeah.
Boom, you're transported into this vibrant 3D world. People are dancing, people are socializing,
Ah,
some are even jet skiing,
jet skiing.
all while listening to Stilo spin live.
Wow. That's
And these events have been running for over 140 weeks straight.
140 weeks.
That's commitment, man.
It really is. Wow. Jet skiing in the metaverse. That's something I never thought I'd hear.
It's wild. It's a wild time.
It really is. But you know what really stands out to me is this sense of community that he's created.
Yeah.
It's not just a concert. It's a place where people can connect.
It's a gathering place.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, you can just sense that Stilo is genuinely passionate about fostering a space where people can come together, especially those who might feel isolated or disconnected in the real world.
Yeah.
Super Wednesdays have become this incredible hub for metaverse enthusiasts to share, collaborate, and just hang out.
It's like he created a digital heartbeat, drawing people in
Exactly.
week after week.
It's a rhythm.
But he's not stopping there.
No.
He's not.
He's always innovating.
We've got these sources talking about NFTs,
Yeah.
blockchain, even his own social token.
Oh, yeah. He's going all in.
He's weaving all these different elements into the experience.
That's a whole ecosystem.
Where do we even begin to unpack this?
Well, let's start with the NFTs,
Okay.
Stilo created something called Bonita.
Bonita.
Bonita. It's a collection of Spanish music that's engraved on the blockchain.
Okay.
Now, for anyone who's not familiar,
Yeah.
NFTs are like digital collectibles.
Okay.
Each one is unique
Mm.
and verifiable,
Okay.
and they can represent ownership of digital assets.
So in Stilo's case, it's like owning a unique, like a digitally signed piece of his music.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
And he's using something called token gating with Bonita.
Token gating. Okay.
So owning the NFT gives you special access to certain events and content.
Like what?
Think behind the scenes footage,
Right.
early access to new music, maybe even a virtual meet and greet with Stilo himself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a VIP pass, but for the digital world.
That's next level fan engagement.
Oh, absolutely.
But then there's this whole social token thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about Styly.
All right, so this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Stilo created Styly to add a whole financial layer to the Super Wednesdays experience.
Hold on. So people can potentially earn money just by attending these events.
Potentially, yes.
Wow.
The idea is that by attending Super Wednesdays, interacting with content, engaging with the community, you accumulate Styly tokens.
Okay.
It's like a rewards program for being an active participant in Stilo's metaverse.
It's a bold move.
It is.
It makes you wonder if he's not only a musical innovator, but a financial one as well.
I think he might be onto something.
He's blurring the lines between music,
Yeah.
technology, and finance.
It's all coming together.
And he's doing it in a way that feels very, I don't know, very organic.
Yeah, it feels very natural.
Yeah.
He's not forcing it. It's like it's just flowing from his vision.
It's very much an extension of his art.
Exactly. And I think it all ties back to this desire to create a sustainable ecosystem in the metaverse.
Okay.
He's not just building a community, he's building a virtual economy.
Wow.
It's a fascinating experiment, and I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the possibilities.
This is definitely more than just a musician throwing a virtual concert.
Oh, way more.
This is a
A
movement.
cultural phenomenon.
And from what I'm seeing, it goes even deeper than that.
Deeper. How so?
He's been collaborating with some of the top game developers in the world.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, like the top.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And, it's got me thinking, is he making games now?
Well, not exactly, but it's clear those collaborations have inspired him.
Yeah.
He's actually started learning Unity.
Unity?
Unity, which is a powerful platform for building 3D worlds.
So he's not just performing in the metaverse, he's becoming an architect of it.
Precisely.
Wow.
And that's really exciting because it suggests he's not just thinking about the present, but about the future.
Yeah.
Imagine stepping into a world that Stilo has personally designed.
Yeah.
A world that reflects his music, his aesthetic, his vision.
That's a whole new level of immersive experience.
Absolutely. It's like stepping into his mind.
That's mind-blowing.
It's like, whoa.
From musician to metaverse architect.
Yeah.
Stilo is really pushing the boundaries here.
He's a pioneer.
And it makes you wonder, what does this signal for other artists?
Right.
Could we see a future where musicians are creating their own virtual worlds, their own economies, their own entire ecosystems?
It's a fascinating question.
It really is.
Stilo's definitely paving the way, and it'll be fascinating to see where he takes it next.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
It's going to be really interesting to watch it all unfold.
Absolutely.
Stilo is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I have a feeling he's just getting started.
I think you're right.
We're just at the beginning of something really special.
Yeah, the metaverse is just getting started.
And Stilo is leading the charge.
He's at the forefront.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like he's composing experiences, not just songs.
That's a great way to put it.
It's almost like, a Stilo music video come to life.
Yeah.
Where you can step inside and interact with it.
And he's not just building these worlds from scratch. He's also weaving in elements of blockchain technology, incorporating his own, blockchain engraved music, like the Bonita NFT, into these spaces.
So you could be exploring a world that he built, and suddenly you stumble upon a unique piece of his music that's embedded in the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like wild.
It's like a hidden treasure.
It really is.
It creates this really interconnected ecosystem where music, art, technology, and even finance all intertwine. It's like he's building a bridge between the world we know and this rapidly evolving digital future.
And what's really fascinating is that he's not shying away from the real world either.
Right.
We've got these sources talking about how he's partnering with brands like Hype3Wear
Hype3.
to create physical merchandise
Merch. Yeah.
linked to his metaverse presence. It is.
Yeah.
These aren't just ordinary merch drops.
Yeah, no.
Picture this.
Okay.
You buy a hoodie
Okay.
with an NFC chip embedded in it.
All right.
You scan the chip.
You scan it.
Boom, you unlock exclusive digital content.
Nice.
Maybe even a secret portal in one of Stilo's virtual worlds.
Wow, that's cool.
It's like holding a key to a hidden dimension.
That's a great way to put it.
It really is.
It makes the metaverse feel more tangible,
Yeah.
more integrated into our everyday lives.
It really does.
It's bridging the gap.
And I think that's part of Stilo's genius.
Yeah.
He understands that not everyone is comfortable with the idea of spending all their time in a virtual space.
Right.
So he's finding ways to bridge the gap,
Yeah.
bring the metaverse into the real world, and vice versa.
Yeah. He's meeting people where they are.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Not everyone is jumping on the metaverse bandwagon.
I get that.
There's skepticism,
Yes, sir.
concerns about addiction, about losing touch with reality.
Yeah, those are valid concerns.
How does Stilo address those concerns?
Well, it's important to acknowledge those concerns.
Yeah.
They're valid.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that Stilo consistently emphasizes the community and human connection aspects of the metaverse.
Okay.
He talks about how these virtual events, these shared experiences, can actually combat loneliness and create a sense of belonging, especially for people who might feel isolated in the real world.
So it's almost like he's turning this whole technology isolates us argument on its head.
Yeah.
Instead of disconnecting us, he's using it to build a global community.
Exactly. He's using technology to connect people.
And it seems to be working.
It does.
His Super Wednesdays. are a testament to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
People from all over the world, from all walks of life, coming together in this digital space
It's amazing.
to share their love of music, connect with each other, just escape from the everyday grind.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a powerful thing to witness.
Yeah.
I think what stands out to me the most about Stilo's approach is his genuine passion for connecting with people.
It's palpable. You can feel it.
He's not chasing trends. He's creating them.
He's a trendsetter.
He's building something truly unique and special, and it's resonating with people on a deep level.
I think his background as a musician is a big part of that.
Okay.
You know, he understands the power of music to bring people together, to evoke emotions, to transcend barriers, and he's taking that same philosophy and applying it to the metaverse.
Makes you wonder, is he even more of a musician because of how he's using these new tools and technologies?
You know, that's a really interesting point.
Like, is this...
He's not just creating music, he's creating experiences. He's building worlds.
It's almost like he's composing entire universes now.
It's a whole new art form.
So what does this signal for the future of entertainment, community, even our digital identities? What does this all mean?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
And I don't think anyone has a definitive answer yet.
Yeah.
But Stilo is giving us a glimpse into what might be possible.
He's blurring the lines between music, technology, finance, community, even reality itself.
It's all blending together.
He's a true pioneer, and his journey is one worth watching.
Absolutely.
Stilo is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I have a feeling he's just getting started.
I agree. This is just the beginning of his metaverse mastery.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing to think we might be seeing the birth of a whole new form of entertainment.
Right.
One where artists aren't just creating content, they're crafting entire worlds for us to experience.
It's like the difference between reading a book and stepping into the story itself.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be attending virtual concerts, earning social tokens, rocking out in these custom-designed 3D worlds built by our favorite artists.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore, does it? It feels like a real paradigm shift.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what the ripple effects will be.
I think one of the most interesting things to consider is the impact this could have on the relationship between artists and fans.
Okay.
You know, Stilo is creating a space where fans aren't just passive consumers, they're active participants.
Yeah.
Contributors even.
And potentially investors, too, with the whole Stilo token thing.
Exactly.
It's almost like he's building a collaborative ecosystem where everyone benefits.
Exactly. That level of engagement, that sense of ownership, could lead to a whole new level of loyalty and connection.
Yeah.
Fans become more than just fans. They become stakeholders in the artist's success.
It's like the lines between creator and consumer are starting to blur.
Yeah, they're getting fuzzy.
We're all becoming part of the creative process
Yeah.
in a way that wasn't possible before.
It's really exciting.
It is. It democratizes creativity.
Yeah.
It empowers fans. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for artists to connect with their audience.
It really does.
It's definitely a lot to wrap our heads around.
It is.
So much is still unfolding.
It's all happening so fast.
But one thing is clear. Stilo is a trailblazer.
Yeah.
He's pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And he's doing it with passion, with vision, and a deep understanding of how to connect with people.
He gets it.
He really does.
He's not just a musician, he's a world builder,
Yeah.
a community architect, a metaverse maestro.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm even more intrigued by Stilo and his work now than I was before we started this deep dive.
Me too. He's a fascinating figure to follow. I have a feeling this is just the beginning of his story.
So for anyone listening who's curious to explore Stilo's world for themselves, I highly recommend checking out his website, diving into his music, and maybe even experiencing a Super Wednesdays event firsthand.
Yeah, check it out.
You might just be surprised by what you find.
Who knows? You might be inspired to create your own metaverse masterpiece.
That's a great thought to end on. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.